Okay, so good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. It's a lovely afternoon in London, lovely-ish. The sun comes and goes. Again, as I said yesterday, good afternoon for those of you who are connecting from Europe. If you're somewhere else in the world, it might be good morning or good evening. So anyway, so thank you for joining us again today. We are going to look at useful collocations today, as I said yesterday, and it's going to be about two kind of easily confused words. Sorry, I'm not, yes, here we are. Okay, so the word work and the word job. So by the end of the session, we will have learned about and practice the use of two common and easily confused words, work and job. Some people do not know how to use them, okay? Why these two specific words? I thought that because of the time of year, you know, we're getting towards the end of the year and some people might be thinking, you know, do I want to change something in my life? Do I want to change my job? Maybe, you know, should I do something different once Christmas gone? So you might be starting or thinking about doing this. That's why I wanted to focus on these two words. So yes, okay, work and job. Okay, so we look at the meaning first. What do these two words mean? These two words are used to describe an activity that a person uses physical or mental effort to do, usually for money. Okay, so if you have a job, it's usually because they pay you to do something. Okay, just have a look at the little image you have on your right-hand side. There is a young woman at her desk. Look at her hair. It's a bit messy. Do you think she's stressed? Do you think she's got a lot of work to do? You see paper flying around. Okay, so she might be quite busy. Okay, so she might say, I've got so much work to do. Now remember, for those of you who were connected yesterday, who joined yesterday, we looked at the use of the word so to add emphasis. So yes, so this is one of the sentences, okay? I've got so much work to do. So use so to say, my God, you know, I've got a lot to do. So that's one of the examples of the use of one of the words. So it's work in this case, and it's a noun. And there's another example. She got a really good job in a theatre, but she works long hours. Okay, so again, job as a noun, and works, she works long hours. So in this case, the word work is used as a verb, as an action. So work can also be used to describe a place in which you know, work takes place. So for example, a lot of people in London say, it takes me ages to get to work in the morning. Yes, especially if you take the tube. Especially if you took the tube this morning, there were a lot of delays, so it took us ages to get to work this morning. Now, in this case, work is the place where you work. And, you know, the place where you work, your workplace, could be anything like an office, a lab, a hospital, a restaurant, a bar, you name it, a shop. Okay, it could be the street, things like that. Just a quick note about that sentence, it takes me ages to get to work. It takes me ages, what might that mean, do you think? Do you think it takes you a long time or a short time to get to work? If we say it takes me ages to do something, it means that it takes you a long time to do something. Okay, so it takes me ages to get to work in the morning. Good. Let's have a look at the form of these words and a little bit of the pronunciation, especially of, one of the words when we use it as a verb. Work. So the word work can be used as both a noun and a verb. If we use it as a noun, it's uncountable. Okay, so we don't have an S at the end. We just use it as work, as it is. As a verb, work is a regular verb, yay. Okay, so you don't have to remember, what's the past participle, what's the past simple, and so on. Okay, so it's a regular verb, and in this case, you just add ed at the end to make the past participle and the past simple. Yeah, so work is a regular verb, and its forms are quite easy and straightforward to make. So you have work, works, worked, and working. The continuous form, the progressive form. Some people say continuous, some people say progressive. It doesn't matter. Okay, pronunciation: work, works, worked, working. Okay, so because the word work ends with a K, when you put it in the past simple or in the participle, when you add ed, the sound there is a hard sound, so it's worked. Yeah, worked. And remember, when we have the ing form, we don't say the G. Okay, we don't say working. We say working. Okay, so your tongue sticks at the end of your throat. Okay, so there's a sound. Okay, working. Okay, good. So that's for work. What about job? Job is used as a countable noun, so you could have job or jobs. Yeah, so she got a really good job. A really good job. One. He's changed 3 jobs so far. Okay, so again, singular and plural, so it's countable. Good. Okay, let's see how we use these words. You see a happy lady there with lots of money, throwing in the air lots of money. Okay, work and job collocate with many different adjectives. Now, the word collocate means that they go together with many different adjectives. Okay, so in the English language, adjectives come before the word. Okay, so a noun, sorry. So you will have something job or something job or work. Okay, and there are many adjectives in this case, many words that describe the word work and job. Now, another note I forgot to another thing that I forgot to say at the beginning, collocations are very, very important in English. I think most English language learners think that grammar is important, but in English it's not that important. Okay, it's not as important as it might be in your own language. Collocations are very important. Collocations in English make up 70% of the language. So it is important that if you want to learn the language well, you focus your study on collocations, on understanding which word goes with which word. Okay, it makes your speaking and your writing, your production in general, very clear and understandable. Okay, so careful with this with sentence construction. So careful with whether you use work or job. Okay, one is uncountable, one is countable. So you will have a well-paid job. Okay, because job is countable and it's one. In this case, you have the article, the indefinite article, or you can say well-paid work without the article because it's uncountable, and that's why the lady is happy. She's got a well-paid job. Okay, so common collocations with work and job. We're going to look at these words that we often find with work and job. Now we have a little picture with Santa at the bottom there. What kind of job do you think Santa does? Okay, a tough job. Sorry, does he have a tough job, or does he do tough work, or does he do pleasant work? Up to you to decide. Has he got a full-time job or a permanent job? What's the opposite of full-time? Part-time job. What's the opposite of permanent? Temporary? So I guess Santa's got a temporary job, really, because he only works at Christmas. Skilled or manual work. This is very specific. It's when you have someone that does a specific job and they are qualified to do that specific work, or to have that specific job. Okay, so it's carried out by people with specialized know-how. In the UK, for example, just a very brief example, we import a lot of baristas, okay, people who make coffee from Spain, from Italy, because, you know, young workers in the UK are not very, don't know very well how to make coffee. So yes, they can be trained, but the majority of baristas we have in bars and coffee shops in London, especially in the UK in general, are from, you know, the south of Europe, because we think that, you know, in the south of Europe people can make excellent coffee. A demanding job. Do you think you have a demanding job? Is it easy? Do they ask you to do a lot of things a lot of the time? Are you stressed? Gosh, you know, I have this to do, this to do. Is it a demanding job? Or maybe you have a weekend you have weekend or holiday work. So what Santa there is doing, or what Santa has, to me, is holiday work. He only works at Christmas, really. Yeah, and then he goes to probably Hawaii to enjoy his life the rest of his the rest of the year. Okay, so what Santa does is holiday work. Yeah, he's got a holiday job. Okay, so we're going to practice a little bit. Okay, so I'm going to kind of give you some sentences with blanks, okay, and then you have to understand whether you should put which word you should put in the blanks, okay, in the spaces. Is it the word job? Is it the word jobs? Is it the word work? We don't know. So first one, okay, let's look at the picture first. We have a very happy patient there, okay. So this guy with a dark hair, very happy, very smiley. It's obviously in a hospital. Well, yeah, well, they're treating him very well, I suppose. So we're going to kind of focus on the guy next to him, the guy that is kind of pushing him round. That guy says, "This is my first student, and I'm a part-time hospital porter." Okay, now student in this sentence works as an adjective. So the word after student will have to be either job, jobs, or work. What do you think it is? Now, look at the first part of the sentence. This is my first. Okay, first is like one. So it's a countable noun that we want. So it will be job. So this is my first student job, and I'm a part-time hospital porter. Okay, so this guy on the right-hand side in the picture is a student. Okay, so he studies, but he doesn't study full-time, so he's got some time, free time, and he has found a job as a hospital porter. That's a student job. Okay, it's not his profession, it's just a job he does while he's studying. That's a student job. Right, let's look at this young lady here. she's kind of leaning on a shovel, and she's wearing boots, and she's got a helmet. She looks like she's gonna, she's doing something quite demanding. And what does she say? She said, it's hard, physical, but I think I expected that when I started. So it's hard, physical what? It's hard, physical jobs or work. But I think I expected that when I started. Now, there's no article here. It might be something uncountable. So it's work. It's hard, physical work. But I think I expected that when I started. Next. Da, da, da. So we have this gentleman here. He's a waiter. What do we know about this type of work? He says, it isn't very well paid, and it's not exactly fun. Okay, so what kind of word do we want in there? Jobs of work. It isn't very well paid, and it's not exactly fun. Yes, it is very well paid work, and it's not exactly fun, but the first usually aren't. Okay, so notice the last word, aren't, so it's plural. Yeah, plural. So what kind of word do you think goes after the first? Let's see if you're right. Yay! Good. So it isn't very well paid work, and it's not exactly fun, but the first jobs usually aren't. Okay, so the first jobs you normally do are not great. It's because you're starting and you don't really know, whether you will like that or not, if it's your profession, if it's what you want, and so on. Next. Young girl over here writing something. She's just filled out a form applying for a summer. She's just filled out a form applying for a summer job. Yes, very good. Yeah, because of the article. So it's a summer job. So again, a summer job is temporary. It's work you do for the season, for the summer, okay? So maybe for a couple of months, 3 months, 4 months, something like that. Next. Young man over here looks like, I don't know, some kind of, maybe an architect, an engineer maybe. And he says, I'm hoping to study engineering and to find in the construction industry when I finish. To find jobs, work. Okay, remember you don't have, oops, there you are, sorry, I hit the button. Okay, so it's work because you don't have an article anywhere, okay, to say, to introduce the word job. So I'm hoping to study engineering and to find work in the construction industry when I finish. Is there another one? Yes, there is. The last one is this girl here counting money. Yeah. One of my was to count the money at the end of the day. One of my what? 3, 2, 1. One of my jobs was to count the money at the end of the day. It's one of my, so one, and it's countable, so you can't use work. Okay. Brilliant. Okay, so I think that's it for the day. Just a couple of things before we finish. This is a second of a series of 3 free online sessions. We did one yesterday. If you didn't join yesterday, don't worry. The session will go. You can kind of look at that. Watch the session on YouTube or Facebook, our Facebook page, Instagram, I'm not sure, not so technical, so I don't know, but anyway, one of, on social media. we're going to have another session tomorrow. The session tomorrow will be dedicated to IELTS. Okay, now IELTS is an exam that many people do to have access to a university degree, either an undergraduate or a postgraduate degree, so masters in the UK and in other countries in the world. So what we're going to look at is tips that are related to reading tasks in IELTS, because reading tasks in IELTS are quite difficult. Okay, they're a bit tricky. So the session will be dedicated to that. If you don't know what IELTS is, and if you're not thinking of doing an IELTS class, and if you just want to, you just want an English lesson, that's fine. You can connect anyway. You can join us anyway. There will be vocabulary there for you to kind of read and to see. You will learn some skills, some reading skills that you can apply to whenever you read a text in English or a text in general. So if you want to join us tomorrow again, please do. Same time, so it's 12 o'clock GMT, which is the time now in London. But then, okay, so just go online if you don't know what time it is for you. So tomorrow is the last free online session for this week. We might have more. I'll tell you a little bit more tomorrow. Watch the sessions on YouTube if you cannot connect. And one more thing, this is for people who are in London and are following us from London. We have a pub night tomorrow night. It's Friday and it's after the test that we are having at the moment. So we offer free speaking practice. So if you don't know what to do, it's Friday night, it's November, mid-November. Nobody has, there's nothing to do in November, really. It's cold, it's very cold. And, Christmas is kind of far away still. So we've got nothing to do. We're going to meet at 5 o'clock at Rose of York. We are on Oxford Street, so 45 Oxford Street. Very easy to find us. We are above a shoe shop called Echo. And we are very, very close to Tottenham Court Road tube station. That's the Northern Line and the Central Line. Okay, so what I'm going to do now, if you want to ask me questions, you can type. Okay, you can also talk. Okay, I will unmute you so you can say something, yes, if you want to. Okay, if you have any questions, please ask me now. We've got about 5 minutes. Or if you don't want to talk, if you feel like, oh gosh, I cannot, please just type your questions. Okay, I'm here and I can listen to you. Yes, anyone with questions? If you don't have any questions, it means that I've been very, very good today, that you've understood everything. Okay. I think somebody's typing. Just wait another couple of minutes, okay?
Se ho preso tutta la schermata.
Io هيفا حفيظة وفرح وفرح.
Right. Good. I have some good comments. Some of my friends are online. Very good. Thank you very much. Okay. So anyway, again, tomorrow, same time, you can find us here. Again, it's exam preparation, but it might be useful anyway. Okay, so if you want to join, please do. So I'll see you tomorrow. Enjoy the rest of your morning, afternoon, evening. Bye.